The dark sky above the research facility shimmered with an unnatural rhythm. Jai Park stood motionless, his fingers tracing the holographic data streams that danced across the massive screen. Outside, the world continued its usual pace, unaware of the cosmic storm brewing beyond human perception. Yeon Kim entered the room, her military uniform crisp and her eyes intense. "The transmission just came through," she said quietly. Her voice carried a weight that made Jay turn slowly. The collective's message was both precise and terrifying. An unprecedented dark energy wave was approaching, a cosmic phenomenon that would obliterate entire star systems in milliseconds. Most advanced civilizations had already begun their evacuation protocols, abandoning entire planets and star clusters like discarded pieces on a galactic chessboard. But Earth was different. Considered primitive, technologically infantile, the planet wasn't even worth a footnote in the collective's grand evacuation plans. No rescue ships would come. No advanced technology would be shared. Humanity was essentially being left to die. Jay's research team had been monitoring the cosmic signals for months. They knew something massive was coming, but the full scope was beyond their initial comprehension. The alien transmission detailed a wave of destruction that would consume galaxies, leaving nothing but cosmic dust in its wake. "We have approximately 6 months," Jay murmured, analyzing the data. His fingers moved rapidly across the holographic interface, running complex calculations that would have been impossible just a decade earlier. Yeon Kim understood immediately. This wasn't just a military problem. This was a species-level challenge that would require every ounce of human innovation, cooperation, and determination. Global communication networks lit up. Emergency meetings were called. Scientific institutions worldwide began sharing data at unprecedented speeds. The usual bureaucratic barriers dissolved as the reality of extinction became clear. Military installations, research centers, technological hubs, all began a coordinated effort that no one had ever seen before. Countries that had been enemies mere months ago now worked together with a singular purpose: survival. Jay Park's team started developing theoretical shield technologies. They examined quantum mechanics, explored radical energy absorption concepts, and pushed the boundaries of human understanding. Each breakthrough was shared instantly across global networks. Meanwhile, Yeon Kim coordinated a global defense strategy. Military resources were redirected. Industrial production was transformed. Every satellite, every communication network, every technological resource was being prepared for what might be humanity's final stand. The alien collective watched with a mixture of curiosity and dismissal. They had seen countless species vanish. To them, humanity was just another primitive civilization about to be erased from existence. What they didn't understand was human resilience. What they couldn't comprehend was the extraordinary ability of a species to adapt, to fight, to survive against impossible odds. In research facilities, military bases, and ordinary homes around the world, humans began preparing. Not with fear, but with a determination that would soon shock the entire galaxy. Joe continued working, his eyes reflecting the endless streams of data. Un stood beside him, her hand occasionally touching the holographic interface, adding her military precision to his scientific insights. "They think we're going to die," Jay said suddenly, a slight smile crossing his face. Yeon looked at him, understanding exactly what he meant. "Then we'll prove them wrong." The cosmic storm was coming. The collective had abandoned hope for humanity, but humanity had not abandoned itself. And that would make all the difference. The world transformed overnight. What once seemed impossible became humanity's only hope. Jai Park's research facility became the epicenter of a global scientific revolution that would change everything. Quantum shielding technology wasn't just a theory anymore. It was becoming real, piece by complicated piece. Jai watched as his team worked around the clock, their eyes burning with determination. Computer screens flickered with complex equations that seemed to dance and breathe with potential. Yeon Kim arrived early that morning, her military background bringing a disciplined approach to the scientific chaos. She understood that survival wasn't just about technology. It was about coordination, strategy, and belief. Global resources began to shift in ways never seen before. Nations that had previously competed now worked as a single organism. Research centers in Japan shared data with labs in Brazil. Technology from Germany merged with theoretical models from India. The entire planet became one massive, interconnected problem-solving machine. "We have 3 months," Jay said, pointing to a massive holographic projection of the incoming dark energy wave. The image showed a massive destructive force that seemed impossible to survive. But humans didn't understand the meaning of impossible. The first breakthrough came from an unexpected source. A young researcher named Lim Wei discovered a unique quantum entanglement method that could potentially deflect high-energy radiation. Her work, combined with Jay's team's research, opened up an entirely new approach to planetary defense. Military satellites were quickly repurposed. Industrial production lines changed overnight. Every resource, every piece of technology became part of the Global Shield project. Factories that once produced consumer goods now manufactured complex quantum resonance devices. Eun Kim's strategic mind was everywhere. She coordinated global efforts, ensuring that resources were used efficiently. Military precision met scientific innovation in a dance of survival. The collective, still monitoring Earth, began to take notice. What was happening on this small blue planet was unlike anything they had ever seen. Humanity wasn't just preparing to survive, they were preparing to fight back. Jay's team worked on multiple layers of defense. Quantum shields, energy absorption technologies, advanced prediction models. Nothing was off the table. They combined theoretical physics with practical engineering in ways that broke every known scientific rule. "We're creating something entirely new," Jay told his team one evening. The lab was filled with the soft hum of computers and the intense concentration of brilliant minds. Prototype shields were tested. Some failed spectacularly. Others showed promise. Each failure was a lesson, each success a step closer to survival. Elon brought military-grade computing power to the research. Advanced AI systems began running millions of simulation scenarios every hour. They were learning, adapting, preparing for a threat that no species had ever survived before. The world watched and waited. News channels broadcast updates. People everywhere felt a strange mixture of fear and hope. This wasn't just a scientific endeavor. This was humanity's last stand. Lim Wei's quantum entanglement method proved to be a game-changer. When combined with Jay's radiation deflection models, they created a theoretical shield that could potentially protect entire planetary systems. "It's not just about blocking," Jay explained during a global broadcast. "It's about understanding and redirecting the energy." Eun stood beside him, her presence a testament to human determination. Military precision met scientific innovation in a way that would soon shock the entire galaxy. The countdown continued. The dark energy wave approached, but humanity was no longer waiting to be destroyed. They were preparing to fight back. And nobody, not the collective, not the approaching cosmic storm, could have predicted what was coming next. The lab hummed with an electric intensity. Jad Park stood before a massive holographic display, his fingers dancing across quantum equations that defied traditional scientific understanding. Around him, researchers worked with a single purpose: survival. 2 months remained before the dark energy wave would reach Earth. Lim Wei's breakthrough in quantum entanglement had opened unexpected doors. What seemed like random mathematical possibilities were now becoming functional technologies. The adaptive quantum shield network was no longer just a theory. It was becoming real. "We're not just blocking," Jay told his team. "We're learning. We're changing." The AI system they had developed was unlike anything in existence. Where alien civilizations used rigid, predictable algorithms, humans created something fluid, dynamic, almost alive. The defense system could predict, adapt, and respond faster than any known technological network. Eun Kim watched the developments with a strategic eye. Military protocols merged with scientific innovation. Every computer, every satellite, every communication network became part of a living, breathing defense mechanism. Global production had transformed completely. Factories that once made consumer electronics now produced quantum resonance devices. Car manufacturers built complex shield generators. Every industry had become part of humanity's survival strategy. The first full-scale test came unexpectedly. A small radiation burst from a distant solar event provided the perfect testing ground. The adaptive shield didn't just block the radiation. It studied it, understood it, and learned from it. "It's alive," whispered a young researcher, watching the shield's response. The collective's monitoring systems began picking up strange signals. Humanity was doing something impossible. They were creating technologies that shouldn't exist, solving problems that advanced civilizations had deemed unsolvable. Jay's team discovered a way to convert destructive energy into usable power. The dark energy wave that was meant to destroy them could potentially become a source of unprecedented technological advancement. "We don't just survive," Jay explained during a global broadcast. "We transform." Lin Wei's AI algorithms began predicting multiple potential scenarios. Each prediction was more complex than the last. The system was learning, growing, becoming something beyond traditional artificial intelligence. Ian Kim integrated military predictive models into the system. Potential attack vectors, defensive strategies, resource allocation, everything became part of a living, breathing network. Industrial centers around the world worked in perfect synchronization. What would have taken decades was now happening in weeks. Technological acceleration reached levels that defied previous human understanding. The planetary defense network grew. Each component communicated, adapted, evolved. It was no longer just a technological system. It was becoming a collective intelligence. "We're creating something new," Jay told Yun one late night. The lab was quiet, but the computers continued their endless calculations. "Something the universe has never seen before," she responded. The collective continued to watch, their advanced systems struggling to understand what was happening on this small blue planet. Humanity wasn't just preparing to survive. They were preparing to redefine the very concept of technological existence. 1 month remained. The dark energy wave approached. But Earth was no longer a vulnerable target. It was becoming a fortress, a living, breathing, adaptive system that could potentially change everything. And nobody, not the approaching cosmic storm, not the advanced alien civilizations, could predict what would happen next. The countdown continued. Humanity waited, not with fear, but with a strange, determined anticipation. Something extraordinary was coming. The massive exploration vessel cut through the dark expanse of space, its quantum shields humming with an almost living energy. Hyun Lee stood at the command center, his eyes fixed on the holographic star maps displaying countless abandoned alien territories. "We survived," he whispered, a mix of wonder and determination in his voice. The dark energy wave had come and gone. Where entire civilizations expected total destruction, humanity had not just survived. They had transformed. Sue Park worked nearby, her fingers dancing across complex technological interfaces, adapting alien systems faster than anyone could have imagined. Their first major discovery came unexpectedly. An abandoned collective research station orbiting a distant red giant revealed technologies that would have taken humans centuries to develop. Sue's adaptation algorithms began decoding complex alien systems within hours. "Look at this," she called to Hyun, revealing intricate energy transfer mechanisms that seemed to defy known physics. Where alien civilizations saw complexity, humans saw opportunity. The exploration team wasn't just collecting data. They were rewriting the rules of galactic exploration. Each abandoned system became a new potential human territory. Unoccupied star systems that the collective had deemed irrelevant now represented humanity's potential expansion. Hyun's military training merged with scientific curiosity. Every discovered technology was carefully analyzed, understood, and then adapted. They weren't just exploring. They were learning, growing, expanding. Communication networks picked up remnant signals from abandoned alien territories. Some were distress calls from millennia ago. Others were complex scientific databases left behind in the hasty evacuation. Humanity began piecing together a galactic history that had been previously unknown. Sue's breakthrough came when she discovered a way to integrate alien quantum communication technologies with human systems. What was once incomprehensible became a new communication network that could span entire star systems. "We're not just surviving," Hyun told his team during a mission briefing. "We're becoming something new." The exploration vessels moved like living organisms. Adaptive shields, quantum propulsion systems, and AI-driven navigation made movement through unknown territory seamless. Where other civilizations saw risk, humans saw adventure. Abandoned research stations became human outposts. Unoccupied planetary systems were carefully mapped and studied. The collective's hasty evacuation had left behind a treasure trove of technological possibilities. One particular discovery shocked the entire human expedition. A massive alien archive revealed technological secrets that suggested the collective had known about the dark energy wave long before their evacuation. They had chosen to abandon entire civilizations rather than share critical information. "They didn't just leave," Sue remarked, analyzing the data. "They deliberately abandoned everyone." Hyun's team began establishing the first interstellar human territories. Each new system represented not just expansion, but a testament to human resilience. They weren't just exploring. They were claiming a future that no one believed was possible. The quantum communication network started connecting these new territories. Information flowed faster than light, creating a web of human influence that spread across abandoned alien regions. Reports began reaching Earth. Humanity was no longer confined to a single planet. They were becoming a true spacefaring civilization, building on the technological remnants of civilizations that had given up. "We're writing a new chapter," Hyun said, looking out at the vast starscape. Countless unexplored systems waited, filled with potential and promise. The exploration continued. Humanity moved forward, not with conquest in mind, but with an insatiable curiosity and an unbreakable spirit of discovery. The universe had abandoned them once. They would never be abandoned again. The massive collective fleet appeared suddenly, emerging from quantum tunnels at the edge of human-controlled space. Their ships gleamed with technologies developed over millennia, a show of overwhelming force meant to intimidate. They did not expect humanity's response. Hyun Lee stood on the command bridge of the defense platform, his eyes calm and calculating. Beside him, Sue Park managed the adaptive defense networks that now spanned hundreds of star systems. "They're here," Hyun said quietly. The collective's transmission arrived simultaneously across all human territories. It was both a demand and a threat. Abandon the claimed territories or face total destruction. Their message carried the weight of civilizations that had conquered countless species over millions of years. Humanity's response was simple and direct. No. The first wave of collective attacks revealed their fundamental misunderstanding. Human technologies, developed from salvaged alien systems and unprecedented innovation, were not just defensive. They were revolutionary. Quantum shields absorbed energy weapons. Adaptive AI systems predicted and countered attack patterns faster than the collective's most advanced computers could process. Where alien strategies relied on historical data, human responses were fluid, unpredictable, completely dynamic. Sue's technological adaptations turned collective weapon systems against themselves. Each attack provided more data, more opportunities to learn and transform. The humans weren't just defending. They were evolving in real time. Diplomatic channels opened. The collective expected submission. Instead, they encountered a species that had transformed their abandoned territories into thriving, interconnected systems. Human colonies spread across regions the aliens had considered worthless. "We are not asking permission," Hyun broadcast across galactic communication networks. "We are stating our existence." Military preparedness met technological innovation. Every human colony was now a potential fortress. Every exploration vessel carried enough adaptive technology to turn potential defeat into unexpected victory. The collective's initial assault lasted 3 standard solar cycles. When it ended, they had lost more ships than in the previous 1,000 years of their expansion. Humanity hadn't just resisted. They had demonstrated a level of technological and strategic capability that shocked the entire galactic community. Sue's breakthrough came midway through the conflict. She discovered a way to use the dark energy wave's residual quantum signatures as a communication and transportation network. What was once a threat became humanity's greatest technological asset. Hyun coordinated a counter-strategy that was equal parts military precision and scientific creativity. Human forces didn't just defend. They attacked strategic collective communication and navigation systems, turning their own technologies against them. The final confrontation happened near the outer rim of what was once considered collective space. Hundreds of human vessels, each powered by technologies adapted from abandoned alien research stations, formed a defensive network that was more like a living organism than a traditional military formation. "We are not conquerors," Hyun explained during a diplomatic transmission. "We are survivors. We are explorers. We are something entirely new." The collective's leadership struggled to comprehend this approach. Their millennia of galactic dominance had never encountered a species like humanity, adaptable, determined, and fundamentally unwilling to be defined by existing rules. When the conflict ended, humanity had not just defended their territories. They had established themselves as a new power in the galaxy, not through pure military might, but through an unprecedented combination of innovation, adaptability, and collective will. The universe had abandoned them once. They would never be abandoned again. Humanity had arrived, and the galaxy would never be the same.